Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the ACW Newscast. I am Hakeem Johnson, your ACW commentator, the owner of ACW, and everything all in between, and we welcome you to the 62nd edition of the ACW Newscast. I'm quite excited. I know you're quite excited, but I'm really more excited more than you are. Don't ask questions. That's just who I am. Or maybe I just drank too much 5-hour energy this morning. I don't know. Who cares? We all know why we're excited here. We all know why we're really here for the newscast. Also, with your questions and comments here tonight, we are getting ready. As in 2 days, this upcoming Monday is the official mark, the official return of Anime Championship Wrestling for this year in 2015. And it starts with an all-new episode of Excel this upcoming Monday. And then this Thursday will be an all-new episode of ACW Impulse. A lot of questions that are still to some people unanswered from Animania 3 and the draft. Some might be answered with those new episodes this week for ACW, starting Monday with Excel and Thursday with Impulse. But ladies and gentlemen, first of all, before we get into anything, we're going to go through your questions and comments first, and then we're going to talk about some ACW news to look forward to for this upcoming week. We're going to also talk about some DCA news, and if we have a little bit more time, I might talk about some other things that I want to probably get off my chest. Who knows? We'll find out. Maybe I should stop talking. I'm so excited. I am so pumped. I am so hyped. The hype is real. I have never felt the hype. The hype masters from the universe just come crashing down upon Hakeem Johnson. And no, I'm not trying to act right now. I think I really drink too much 5-hour energy right now. I'm too hyped right now. Well, let's get to your questions and comments you guys sent to me on short notice, since this is a last-minute kind of newscast edition I want to do this weekend. So let's get to it. Hugo Goncalves asked me a couple of questions. Number one, and let me preface this before I say this. I might not get to every single question of this Q&A session of this week, so if I don't answer a particular question that you wanted me to answer, I do apologize in advance. I'm just trying to keep these newscasts very short, at least 30 minutes or less these days now, because I don't want them to really expand over that. I know I'm saying it right now, and it'll just go over an hour anyways, but regardless, I really do want to try and make these newscasts shorter, so that way, when a special event occurs for a newscast, I can do an hour, so they mean more. So if I don't get to all your questions and comments, please, I apologize in advance. But anyway, let's get to the questions. Hugo Goncalves asked, what are your thoughts about DHQ getting bankrupt? It's a long time coming, I guess. I mean, I've been hearing that DHQ has been bleeding money, that their financials haven't been all that great those recent years, so it was probably an inevitable finish for them to go bankrupt. You know, we all thought it would do good for this WWE video game series, because DHQ has been pretty much half-assing it for those recent years they were with WWE, and that 2K would be the savior, but, you know, WWE 2K15 hasn't been that stellar. Probably one of the worst WWE games we've seen in a while, maybe, probably. It's up to you guys to decide that. I will be waiting for WWE16, and then I'll make my full judgment. Number two. Will you make an Excel and Impulse mega event based on WWE's pay-per-view bragging rights? I have thought about that, to be honest with you. I have thought about doing a Excel versus Impulse type of mega event. It's just got to be the right time, the right reason, just the right place. Just kind of one of those things when the stars align, but never say never. I probably will more than likely do a special event that pits Excel superstars with Impulse superstars. So don't never say never on that part. Number three, which video game format did you enjoy most in all of the years and seasons of ACW? Ooh, okay, yeah. You know what? This answer might shock you guys. Actually, this answer might actually shock you a little bit. But I think I enjoy. Well, I have two answers actually. Second place, if you will, the one I enjoy right now, with WWE 13. Yes, it has its bugs. Yes, it has its restrictions. But WWE 13, in terms of the story designer and how I can implement certain things with my ACW shows, it has really made ACW all that more easier for me to get my point across, to get the shows across more clean and more precise. So this current incarnation of ACW with WWE 13 is one of my favorites. But the actual shocking answer, though, my absolute favorite of all time, would actually be the Day of Reckoning 2 era. Pretty much basically the ACW's quote-unquote golden years back in 2006 and 2007. Because I liked the structures and I liked everything that Day of Reckoning 2 had. It was it was pretty cool for a GameCube game that it was really easy for me to use, and it had me do really good matches. Now, granted, back then I didn't know how to implement psychology and in-ring work and a lot of that stuff into my CAW back then. I was just starting, so you can see that I was green, if you will, but I liked the mechanics and the overall gameplay of Day of Reckoning 2, and I thought it helped me with ACW for a while. So, yeah, Day of Reckoning 2 has to be my ultimate favorite game format that I ever did with ACW back in 2006, 2007. Wow, 2006, man. And next year's gonna be 2016. It's gonna be the 10-year anniversary of ACW. Wow. And yes, I do have big plans for that next year. Just don't you worry. Let's see here. Let's see if I got some more questions here. Give me a second here. You guys sent a lot of questions for something that was so last minute, so I thank you guys for sending me all those questions, by the way. I appreciate it very, very much. Let's see here. Okay. Gary Connell Jr. asked a couple of questions. Let's see. What was your favorite ACW promo to do? For me, it's a tie between Gar and Elric when you use the song Last Days by Onyx. Nice in hip-hop historian there. And Naruto versus Gohan when you use Pay For It by J-Rock and Kendrick Lamar. My favorite ACW promo that I ever did. Now, are we talking about overall or just like a certain like particular match or whatever? Because I have a couple. Naruto and Gohan's promo from Animania 3 is one of my favorites because of what it told and how it just wrapped up everything. Ryu versus Gohan in their second match at Fusion when I used Kanye West's Power was also one of my favorites because it's one of my most creative ones that I ever did. Let's see. One of the Animania 2 promos that I did when I used Shinedown's I Dare You, and I think you can actually see that on the YouTube channel. That's actually one of my favorite ones I've ever done because I liked that Shinedown song that they used for WrestleMania 22. And they were doing, I think it was WrestleMania 22. They were doing the All Grown Up theme of that event, and I was kind of doing that with Animania 2 myself. So I liked how that all fit perfectly. I still get goosebumps. Honestly, I get goosebumps when I still watch that promo that I did. So that's pretty cool. Let's see. It's gotta be. I have a lot of favorites, man. Like you guys don't understand. I have some pretty nice favorites here. Honestly, Goku versus Vegeta from Animania 3 as well. That's one of my favorite promos that I ever did too, because that's a history that goes back for many years, and that it's all culminating to one big final blow-off match on Animania 3. So, those are a couple of my favorite promos. Question number 2, what do you think of Kendrick Lamar's new album, To Pimp a Butterfly? I have not bought or heard the entire album of Kendrick's new album, To Pimp a Butterfly, but I will tell you this right now. I'm getting paid next week, and the first things I'm purchasing next week will be that album. Whether it's on iTunes, whether I get it off Best Buy, or whether I get it off Target, it does not matter. That album will be mine to listen to for that entire weekend and then some. And I heard little snippets here. I heard The Black or the Berry. I heard Mortal Man. Oh my goodness. And I heard I and all that stuff. I cannot wait for this album. I am going to listen to this album. So don't get me wrong. I will be getting this album. I have not heard it. I have not got it yet. But I will be getting it very, very soon. Let's see here. Number 3. What games are you looking forward to? Yeah, Mortal Kombat X is something I might be looking forward to. I want to probably purchase all the Assassin's Creed games again because I kind of misplaced them in mine. Mario Party 10 is also something I want to get to, actually. I've always loved the Mario Party series, even though some games lately have been kind of meh, but the Mario Party series has been always one of a favorite of mine. It's something I grew up with, so Mario Party 10 is probably something I'll probably get soon. Number 4. How hyped are you for the Straight Outta Compton movie? Hella hyped. Now, granted, I'm not watching that movie in L.A. because I don't know what's going to happen in L.A. Hell, I might not even watch it in Sacramento, knowing the people down there in Sacramento. Like, I might go watch it in, like, near UC Davis or something like that. Some place where nothing's going to really go down. You know what I'm saying? But otherwise, I am looking forward to that movie. I want to see how they truly make that movie realistic and how true it stays to the NWA aspect on and off of the booth, if you will. Dr. Dre and Ice Cube are kind of overseeing the whole thing along with Eazy-E's family, so I do expect it to tell the true story of the NWA, with Eazy-E and Dr. Dre and Ice Cube and MC Ren and DJ Yell and everybody and DOC, all of those guys. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm gonna be really trying to watch that movie when I can. And his final question: WrestleMania 31. What are your thoughts on the final card itself, and what matches are you looking forward to? All right, I'm gonna say this right now, and I probably haven't, and I think a lot of you guys haven't really heard this from me personally, but I'm just gonna say this now. After now, we're getting like at least a week and a half away from WrestleMania now. This has been the worst road to WrestleMania I have ever been involved with, or I've ever seen. And I'm 24 years old, or just turned 24 years old. I was born in 1991. So I didn't get to experience the golden era, the Hogan era, if you will, of wrestling. So I grew up mostly on the new generation / attitude era. There have been a lot of lackluster WrestleManias. WrestleMania 26, WrestleMania 27. What else? WrestleMania 22. At least for the ones that I've been a part of. WrestleMania 16 in 2000. A lot of lackluster stuff. But I don't think I can remember anything so terrible and so god-awful as this road to WrestleMania. Because I'm looking at this card that is officially right now the way it is, and there is not a damn match that has me emotionally invested. I take that back, actually. There's only one match, really, that I'm somewhat emotionally invested in. And that is Sting versus Triple H. And it's not because it's the dream match, because that's not the real dream match. The real dream match was Sting versus Taker. But it's going to be Sting's first WrestleMania match. So I've always wanted to see that as a guy that grew up seeing Sting in WCW, never saw him in the WWE. That is something that intrigues me. So I want to see that match for that reason alone. But, and then maybe to a lesser, very, 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 very lesser extent, Bray Wyatt versus The Undertaker. And that's only because I want to see how they handle The Undertaker after him suffering his first loss last year at WrestleMania, and how he looks in the ring now compared to last year, because he looked pretty bad last year. But this card sucks. I mean, what do you got? An IC ladder match? Yes, so don't bring the Money in the Bank match back to WrestleMania. Do it for a irrelevant-ass title, which you're playing hot potato with every single week, like it's just some sort of whore. So, and yeah, Daniel Bryan's going to win the title, so what? All that's going to do is that he's going to be the next guy to just get his matches across, but he'll never have a story, he'll never have a feud with anybody that means or matters to anybody. He'll be inconsequential. If anything else, Daniel Bryan has been treated like mid-carder, and I would figure some people would be upset. I mean, last year you had the whole show revolve around Daniel Bryan, to the point where he became the WWE World Heavyweight Champion, defeating Triple H, Randy Orton, and Batista in the same damn night. And you're telling me this year, all you have for Daniel Bryan is to make him be involved in a multi-man, random-ass Intercontinental title match. Honestly, I would have taken Sheamus versus Daniel Bryan at this point, because at least Daniel Bryan would have had a signature match with a heel Sheamus, because that's what it would have happened. Just throw him into this IC ladder match is a damn insult to him, and it should be a damn insult to the fans, but damn it, it's a ladder match. You're going to get all these spot fests. You're going to get all these great actions, so that doesn't really mean shit, right? A lot of hypocrisy there. But also, John Cena and Rusev. John Cena's going to win that title from Rusev because Rusev, quote-unquote, won at Fastlane against John Cena, so now Cena's got to get his win back because Cena doesn't know how to do business. Cena is just like every other top star in the WWE, holding political power and making sure he's the one that stands tall and he's the one that matters, and damn everybody else. Period. Also, what else do you got? Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Honestly, yeah, people are going to say The Miz might win it, or Mark Henry might win it, or Kane might win it. You know who's really going to win it? It's really going to be a returning Sheamus. There you go. I spoiled it for you. And, oh my god. Oh my god. Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. What a piss poor feud that has been, man. We haven't even got any interaction with these two, man. We haven't got any fights between these two guys. It's just been these two staring each other down. It's been Paul Heyman saying the same old stuff for Brock Lesnar when Brock Lesnar doesn't even bother to show up to build this feud with him. It's Roman Reigns looking a little bit exposed and him trying to carry it on his own. He's doing a decent job, honestly he is, but he's not ready enough Just because I said they should have went with Roman Reigns doesn't necessarily mean that he's ready. He's not ready. But that didn't stop you with Brock Lesnar back in '02. That didn't stop you with Randy Orton back in '04. That didn't stop you with Sheamus back in '09. So what's going to stop you with Roman Reigns in 2015? Why? Because it's Roman Reigns? Get the hell out of here. So yeah, this road to WrestleMania sucks. WrestleMania 31 is going to probably suck. Honestly, WrestleMania 31 is going to be probably a under-the-bus mania to set up WrestleMania 32 in Dallas, Texas next year. Where we hopefully will get Undertaker versus Sting there. And maybe Cena versus Reigns. But who knows at this point with this company? Who knows at this point in this company? I don't get it. Maddie dangerously asked a couple of questions. I'm going to answer a few. Let's see. Yeah. What are your thoughts of fairy tale characters in UCCW? I don't mind. I'm not the biggest fairy tale fan. I tried to get into fairy tale. It's just pretty much. I know I'm gonna say this knowing that I watched certain of this as well, but for fairy tale, it's generic to me. Like, I got you. You got all the big-breasted types over there. You got the main protagonist that is always OP when he has to go through struggles. Like Natsu's really the John Cena of fairy tale, and all this friendship stuff, which is like really. So I tried to get into fairy tale. I really did. It's not the show for me. That's probably why you will not see any fairy tale character. That's probably why you won't see any fairy tale characters in ACW, unless the demand is high, very very high. You probably won't see any fairy tale characters there. I'm just being honest. But yeah, if you're using characters for your league UCCW, I don't mind. So, although now you got Natsu and Kirito, the two main protagonists, I cannot absolutely stand. But whatever, it's your show. Let's see. What is your thoughts on Assassination Classroom? I have not watched a full episode really. I've only saw like stuff from like live reactions from people. It looks interesting, intriguing, but like I don't really understand the premise of it all. So maybe I should just probably watch an episode and see what it's about. So, and how fun did you have working with Destiny Championship Alliance? Personally, I really enjoyed watching this colleague. Personally, I really like to know how fun did you have working with him. I love DCA. I love Destiny Championship Alliance. I love the fact that they asked me, of all people, personally, to be a part of DCA, and I'm very grateful. I'm very thankful to D-Wall. I'm thankful to Josh. I'm thankful to Carter, Steven. I'm thankful to all those guys. Loudon. I'm thankful to all of them to letting me be a part of the DCA family, and I'm having a real fun time doing commentary and other things for them. And hopefully, a lot of you guys that are ACW fans do join DCA because they'll be making their return back on Sunday, and I'll talk more about that later in the newscast. But yeah, it's gonna be a fun season 2 for DCA, and I'm very excited and honored to be a part of DCA. And let's hopefully make magic work, man, because DCA is a really good call league, despite what other detractors might say about it. That's their opinion, but it's a really good call league in my opinion. So let's see here. Charles Johnson asked me, what is your take on DC pulling the variant cover with Joker and Batgirl? Stupid. I mean, I remember I was talking about Gamergate on previous newscasts, and yes, I'm still involved with Gamergate just because I haven't really talked about it a lot ever since. Doesn't mean I'm still engaged or involved. I'm still on Twitter and I'm still on 8chan trying to be involved in the whole Gamergate conversation and movement. Revolt. So I'm still involved in Gamergate, so don't assume that just because I'm not speaking about it anymore doesn't mean I'm not involved in it. But regardless, yeah, the same fight that Gamergate was fighting about with a lot of these forget it, I'll say it. A lot of these hipsters and a lot of these tone police characters and a lot of all these people that try to fight for the oppressed, acting like they are the oppressed. So this is the same fight Gamergate was fighting for video games. Now it's coming on to comics. The difference is though is that comics has already fallen to the social justice warriors and hipsters for their own beliefs and forcing those beliefs down people's throats. Also, though, at the same time, though, with video games, they try to do the same thing with video games. But video gamers, if you're a true gamer, you know that you don't like it when you're forced something that you have to like. That's why Gamergate happened. Not just because of the ethics in video game journalism, which is a problem, no matter how many people want to deny it, but also the clear fact that there is an ideologue an outside ideologue that doesn't even care for video games, that don't even play video games, trying to come into our hobby, male, female, black, white, it doesn't matter, our hobby, and tell you what you have to like, tell you what is acceptable, tell you what is not acceptable. And they're doing the same thing with this whole issue with the Joker and Batgirl cover. Because, oh no, it's misogyny, oh no, it's sexist. You know, at some point, the boy that started crying wolf, people stopped believing him, and the wolf ate him. So, I would just warn the social justice warriors of the world, be careful what you wish for, because you're going to get it. Keep poking the bear. Eventually the bear's going to wake up, and there's no way you're going to stop it. So, I think it's ridiculous, but I'm not surprised. And, 2, what are your thoughts on Donatello getting killed in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comic? What? Donatello got killed? Granted, I haven't read comics in a long while. I kind of grew out of it. I kind of check it out once in a while, but I grew out of it kind of. But, what? Donatello got killed? I don't have an opinion on that because I didn't know this. So, I'm going to have to check this out on my own, and I'll give you my update maybe on a future newscast or something. And remind me if you know when I do. Wow, that's crazy. Let's see here. Vinny Christian or VPAC from YouTube. Follow my dude VPAC on YouTube, y'all. And yes, I'm gonna keep saying it until you follow him. So don't get, used to me not saying it anymore. But Vinny said, "Do you want both ACW and DCA to be represented in my new commercial for the Video Game Wrestling Network?" Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. VPAC is trying to create a new commercial for various colleagues all around the place, and ACW is being asked, so is DCA. So yes, I would appreciate it very much if ACW and DCA were involved in your commercial. Thank you for asking. What are your thoughts on the live-action Attack on Titan movie? Well, it's from Japan, so I expect it to be decent. I hope to God it's never picked up by a major distributor here in America, because Dragon Ball Evolution and The Last Airbender should tell you all you need to know about how anime adaptation in live-action movies in America are. Period. And I have no faith in any of these companies doing Attack on Titan right. So, there you go. When will we see the semifinals and finals of the King of the League tournament? Yes, I will be announcing that later on in this newscast, which is almost getting close to 30 minutes. Huh, typical me with my rants. Let's see here. And have you seen the trailer for the movie Pixels? I know I haven't, but I know it involves, I think, I almost said Adam Sessler. Ugh. The sooner he becomes relevant, again, the better. Goddamn, fuck Adam Sessler. Anyways, Adam Sandler. I think it's with Adam Sandler and who else? Kevin James. Is it Kevin James as well? So I haven't seen the trailer. I just heard that those two are in it, so I will check it out when I can. See, Garak Weevil asked me, and he's also a league owner for Battle X. Go check out Battle X on YouTube as well. Let's see. What is one thing in ACW that you regret doing the most? Whoo! Ooh. That is a good question. Well, one of the things I regretted doing in ACW was taking the hiatus during the 2009 season. Because I had just finished Animania 2, and we were on a roll, and I just disappeared. And I realized how much of a mistake that was, because not only did I had to rebuild my momentum back in 2011, but I also lost my original channel. If any old school ACW fans remember, I used to have a channel that was called The African 15, which had a lot of subscribers, like 3 times the subscribers I have now today. And I had a lot of the old ACW videos, so when everybody asked me where we're going to see the old ACW Excels and Impulses, I had like the ones from ACW Excel 1 and Impulse 1. I had those videos, and I don't have them anymore because while I was on hiatus during that season, apparently Toei Animation found my channel and asked for it to be shut down, and I didn't even get a notice about it, so I lost my channel with my videos in it. So it's still fuck you Toei Animation, so I still kind of have a grudge with Toei Animation to this day, but nonetheless, I'm glad that I'm still able to have, I still have a faithful audience, still have a faithful fan base that still remembers those days. Hopefully, whoever can like pop up one of those old videos from somewhere, I don't know how. That it would be very appreciated if you can bring it to my attention, so I can save them forever. So honestly, and another one, and I'll be honest, this is kind of me going off the rail, but another one I kind of regret doing was giving Earthbound the Impulse Tag Team titles. And it's nothing against Earthbound. I like the series. I like Ness and Lucas, but looking back in retrospect now, I would have had the White Tigers keep the titles. I would have had the White Tigers keep the titles, lose them back to the Straw Hat Crew, so then they can have lost the titles to the Anime 4 Kids, and then Anime 4 Kids loses the titles to the Straw Hat Crew. Now, granted, that would have made the Straw Hat Crew three-time Impulse Tag Team Champions, but that's kind of the point. The Straw Hat Crew are the measuring stick. They are the standard bearers of the Impulse Tag Team division. So, what better way to give those kind of accolades to them but by doing that? I really wouldn't have given Earthbound the Tag Team titles, at least not at that point. I think that was me just I think that was just me doing a feel-good moment for Earthbound. And I think that was around the time it was Super Smash Bros. Brawl. That hype was still kind of strong there, so I kind of wanted to capitalize on that by giving Ness and Lucas the titles. But I think looking back, I probably wouldn't have. I would have stuck with the White Tigers as champions, drop it to the Straw Hat Crew, drop it to the Anime 4 Kids, then drop it right back to the Straw Hat Crew. Yeah, I think I would have done that. Are there any people on the ACW roster we won't see in 2015? Ooh, can't spoil that. You'll have to find out on Monday. And now that the IC and TV titles have swapped brands, does that mean the title contendership? I mean, what does that mean for title contendership, and what possible opponents will Sasuke and Edward face? Again, you'll have to find out this upcoming week on starting Monday. Come on, man. I can't do spoilers, man. Can't do that. See, John Blackos asked me, what programs do you use for ACW? Well, the programs I use, for the game itself, I use PlayStation 3 with WWE 13. For recording, I used Hopog, the Hopog HVR. It's PVR HD2 gaming edition. Like, search that on Google, you'll find it. It's there. Hopog usually makes some pretty good game devices. It's not the best, but it's efficient for what you get it for. I got it for like maybe $140, so it wasn't that bad. And I use a microphone to record like I'm doing right now. And in terms of editing the shows, I use Magix. I use Magix Movie Edit Pro. I need to get the new version. I still kind of have an outdated version, but I want to get the new version. But I'll see how that works. But yeah, I use that, and obviously I use Photoshop for my logos and stuff like that. But I won't tell you how I did it. So, let's see here. Adam Jackpot. There you go. He asked me, what makes a good booker? Good question. There's a lot of interpretations as to what makes a good booker. A lot of people have their different opinions about it, and that's fine. There's no right or wrong answer for it. But in my opinion, what makes a good booker would be one is able to put outside sources and egos aside for the greater good of the league. Now, that might not be such a problem with fantasy leagues, but that more so relies on the original COD leagues like COH and other leagues such as that. A lot of CODs will try to put their connections and political influences aside. Now, granted, it's stupid in the wrestling business, period, so it's just as stupid as it is in COD, but it exists regardless, so... But if you're a booker that is able to tell your CAW wrestlers the straight and honest truth, tell them that, hey, you might not be pushed this period, or hell, you might not get this title, hell, you'll get this title at this certain time, or this match will be opening the show, not main eventing. You just tell them straight up, and if it's up to them if they want to continue to do it, if they want to do business, the right business, and do what they're told, or they want to put their ego in front of what makes it good for the company and just leave. Ironically enough. So, that's one aspect of making a good booker. Another aspect of making a good booker is using balance. Like, a lot of colleagues would like to do a lot of wrestling, and that's fine, I guess, for them, but, sometimes a lot of people don't want wrestling for the majority. At the same time, some people just don't want to see promos and segments taking up the entirety of the show. Like, y'all gotta put some wrestling in there once in a while. And this is kind of the problem with WWE today. WWE doesn't they do a lot of wrestling, but there's a lot of wrestling that doesn't matter much. Like, you'll see a 6-man tag with the Usos and somebody else versus say who Cesaro Kid and somebody that they tag with, and they go 15 minutes, and it's a great 6-man tag match. But what does it mean? The winner who gets the victory, what does it mean for them with that match? A match should always have a purpose. What does that win mean to them? What does the loss mean to the losers? What does the match accomplish? What purpose was the match in the first place? How is this going to advance all 6 people in the ring? What story is to be told in that match? That is what a good booker does. They are able to do a match to answer all those questions. And that's kind of where I come from. Like, I'm a new school kind of guy, but I got an old school mentality in a way. Like, I used to watch a lot of WCW, NWA stuff, and now that I'm growing older, I'm watching like World Class Championship Wrestling stuff and Mid South stuff, and watching just the whole overall aspect of how they used to book their heels and book their faces. There's one thing TNA gets right that the WWE doesn't get right. TNA knows how to make heels. And I said it. TNA knows how to make true heels. It's true. Just look back at it. I mean, Bully Ray, and then there was MVP, and now it's EC3. And maybe in the future it might be Bram. The TNA knows how to make heels. That way they can get behind the baby faces so that they want to see the baby faces kick the heels' ass in the ultimate payoff. You don't get that with the WWE these days. The only heel that you really have, the only true heel that you really have in the WWE right now is, I guess, Seth Rollins. But even then, it's not the perfect kind of heel that you want to associate with himself. So, that's what makes a good booker, able to know who the players are in their league, how you address it, how you advance them in some sort of story or match, and how it makes everyone look better overall. That's what makes a good booker to me. But I'm sure everyone has different answers, and that's fine. And are there plans to introduce some new talent this season for the tag team division and cruiserweights of ACW? Absolutely. There will be new cruiserweights and tag teams in ACW, but I'm not spoiling a damn thing, so you'll have to wait. See, Quincy Brown asks, what do you think of the Beatdown Clan storyline? At first, I was kind of like, ugh, it's typical TNA. Yeah, create a faction that no one really gives a shit about, and just try to force it down our throat. Yeah, because we just didn't get done with the Aces and Eights. So I thought it was stupid at first. I didn't think it was a ripoff of Evolution at the time, like everyone else stupidly thought, but I still thought it was stupid. But as it's advanced now, I'm fine with the Beatdown Clan. I'm fine with it. You can tell this is MVP's creation. This is kind of his whole style. And I like the fact that you have Low Key and Kenny King, and you had Samoa Joe, but now he's left TNA. And well, I know the new member of the Beatdown Clan, but I'm not going to spoil it for those that don't know. But I like it now. It's starting to come into its own. It's not really taking over TNA per se. It's just more so using their mind, their politics, and their in-ring style to make them the forefront of TNA and trying to force themselves down people's throats. And Drew Galloway, and now that Drew Galloway is now involved in TNA and involved in the storyline, it's gotten even better. Now you got Drew Galloway being the antithesis to that thesis. Now Drew Galloway's the kind of guy that's trying to stand up for pro wrestling. He's a guy that's the people's champion, if you will. Kind of like a DDP. I know people are going to say, oh, he's just like CM Punk. Honestly, Drew Galloway kind of reminds me of DDP in this instance. He's kind of more of the people's champion, the uncrowned champion of the people. So that's kind of what that whole storyline's going. So I kind of like it right now. Honestly, I think I said this last night too, and maybe some people caught it, some people didn't, but not in terms of an overall company, but in terms of the quality of the product right now, I think TNA has a better quality product than the WWE currently. That's what I think. If you haven't watched the past 2 weeks of TNA, they've been really damn good. I've been way more intrigued with those two shows than I have with this whole Road to WrestleMania with the WWE. So, sorry. I mean, I'm not a company fan. I'm not a WWE mark or a TNA mark or an ROH mark or a Lucha Underground mark or an New Japan mark or any of that stuff. I'm just a wrestling fan in general. But I have to call it as I see it. TNA right now has me more engaged than WWE. I'm sorry. It's the truth. Deal with it. Um. Oh, sorry. Charles Johnson asked me last question here. I don't know if it's too late for another question. No, it's not. You got by quickly though. But did you hear about the Rey Mysterio freak accident that killed someone? And what did you take on it? Yes, yes. As of this recording this morning, I did catch that before I even did the newscast. Oh my goodness, what a tragedy. What a tragedy. What a sad state of affairs for that. That is that's sad. I'm wrestling is a freak accident most of the time, but that's really sad. Apparently Pero Aguayo Jr. Passed away um earlier this morning from injuries from sustaining a wrestling match. It was Perry Aguilar Jr. and TNA's Manic teaming up to face Rey Mysterio Jr. and Tigre Uno from TNA. And I guess when Pero did a bump from the outside, it kind of gave him some sort of traumatic plasma within the spine. And then once he went back to do the drop kick to the 619 position, that just aggravated it more. And then he was just unconscious. He was just unresponsive to the point where the match had to be stopped or had to be improvised. And I saw the video. It's very disturbing. If you've seen the video, if you haven't seen it yet, go make sure you do see it. But just be warned, there's a lot of kind of uncomfortable, disturbing images there. But yeah, that was shocking. That was sad. And condolences go to his family. It's probably a tough time for them, as I would think. That's just those are just things that you look into pro wrestling. There's a lot of risks that can ultimately kill you. Um, you know, yeah, it's just sad. You know, I'm wrestling locally here in Sacramento too, and sometimes you just kind of worry about that kind of stuff. But you try to be careful to the best of your abilities. You don't try to hurt them. You just try to make sure you guys get out alive without hurting each other. Make sure you guys hurt each other without getting hurt. So, again, rest in peace and condolences go out to Perry Aguilar Jr.'s family. Damn shame, man. That was just a damn shame. Um, didn't want to cough there, but thank you guys very much for your questions and comments this week for the newscast. Make sure, as always, if you want to send a question to the ACW Newscast, you can make sure you can post it on YouTube on my messages, or when I ask for questions and comments on Facebook and Twitter, you can tweet it or post it on the status on Facebook, and I will answer all of them to the best of my abilities. Okay? All right. Well, it's 37 minutes now, and I knew it was going to go over 30 minutes because I like to rant a lot about things, but let's talk about some stuff before we close out the newscast this week. First of all, ACW coming back this Monday night. ACW Excel is coming back. ACW Excel number 47. Yes, okay. I got confused there for a second. And then ACW Impulse 50 will be on this Thursday. So it's gonna be an exciting time for ACW fans. Let's say XL47. Is that XL45? Yes. Okay, there we go. So XL45 on Monday, Impulse 50 on Thursday. Now, for a quick recap, again, now Aang is the current XL champion, defeating Zuko at Animania 3, realizing his 9-year journey to be the best, and now he is officially the best. He is now the XL champion. Also, you got now Sasuke Uchiha. He defeated Moroku the Monk at Animania 3 and ended Gamma at the draft. And speaking of Sasuke, now he's been drafted to Impulse himself and taking the Intercontinental title with him. But then again, later in the draft, Edward Elric from Impulse was drafted to Excel, and he took the television title with him. So we'll see how a Impulse long stay in Edward Elric can kind of hang with the rest of the Excel roster, and vice versa with Sasuke Uchiha on Impulse as an Excel mainstay. Also, coming from Impulse, the same regime are no more. Well, are looking to be no more because pretty much Vegeta is no longer in ACW thanks to Goku defeating him in that epic match at Animania 3. Also, you got the match of the year from last year between Naruto Uzumaki and Gohan. And funny thing is, I did watch that match last week, and I didn't realize how beautiful it was. Like, I'm not even trying to be cocky or like conceited or anything, but I didn't realize how like extremely beautiful I made that match, because I got all the influences and inspirations from Triple H versus Shawn Michaels in their unsanctioned street fight at SummerSlam 2002. That was where the inspiration came from, and I just made it into a Naruto and Gohan match, and it's probably one of my best matches I've ever done in ACW. Honestly, also one of my favorite matches I ever had the pleasure of recording and putting together. That was just beautiful. So we'll find out the aftermath with Naruto Uzumaki after that match. Also, Trunks is the Impulse champion. Defeated Broly at Animania 3 to finally make him the better man than Broly. Finally, after their long on and off history between each other in ACW. So now, as everyone knows, though, it has been made official. April 10th. April 10th. At ACW Genesis for the Impulse brand, the Impulse champion Trunks will be defending the Impulse title against Naruto Uzumaki for the first time ever. That's right, for the first time ever, Naruto and Naruto and Trunks will go at it one-on-one for the Impulse Championship. It's going to be one of the probably most important matches in ACW history, and I do not stress or exaggerate that in any sort of way. Naruto versus what? Naruto versus Trunks. Need to practice that. Naruto versus Trunks, two anime icons, in their own rights. You got a former champion, a former Impulse champion in Naruto, the current Impulse champion in Trunks. It's gonna be one hell of a match. Hopefully, that will keep you guys' interest. Also, with the ACW Elite Tournament as well, I want to address that. Someone asked that during the questions and comments section. For the ACW Elite Tournament, we will be doing the semifinals this week. So this upcoming Tuesday, we will have the Ryu versus Sasuke match, and then this upcoming Friday. Oh wait, no. Did I say Friday? No, I meant Wednesday. Sorry. Okay, so Tuesday will be Sasuke versus Ryu in their semifinals match. Wednesday will be Aaron going one-on-one against Mugen in their semifinals match. And then the winner of those two matches will meet in the finals next week, which I will have to be next Tuesday. So next Tuesday will be the finals of the ACW Elite Tournament to close out the ACW Elite Tournament. So there's your answer in terms of the Elite Tournament. So it's going to be an ACW week. Monday, ACW Excel returns. Tuesday, Sasuke versus Ryu in the semifinals match of the Elite Tournament. Wednesday, Eren Yeager versus Mugen in their semifinals match of the Elite Tournament. And then Thursday, you have a new episode of ACW Impulse, and then maybe this next weekend I might do another newscast. So it's going to be an ACW week. Yay! Okay. So there's a quick recap of something ACW related. There'll probably be more news about ACW as we keep going along here this week, so look out for that. And also, to talk about another colleague that I'm also involved with, DCA. DCA, Destiny Championship Alliance, is coming back this Sunday with an all-new episode with Takedown, DCA Takedown. And you will want to watch that episode. It's going to be a lot of twists, turns, shocks, and surprises. Speaking of DCA as well, currently on the DCA YouTube channel is DCA Revelations. Now, a lot of controversy in terms of what went down at Revelations in and outside of the show. It's up for you to decide what you thought of DCA Revelations. Accordingly, now I want to be serious for a minute here. I have not talked to D-Wall. I haven't talked to D-Wall since like the aftermath of Revelations. The last time I talked to D-Wall was the week after Revelations, and he looked depressed. He sounded depressed. He sounded like he didn't want to do DCA anymore. He sounded like he was just tired of all the CAW drama that's been going on, like it has always been with certain people, the usual suspects. And they know who they are. I won't mention names, I won't mention factions, but they know who they are. But D-Wall pretty much was like, I give up, and I haven't talked to him since. So hopefully this upcoming episode of DCA Takedown on Sunday, he will be there, and he will address what's really going on and what his future with DCA is. I'm really intrigued to hear what he has to say about DCA, because I haven't talked to him since Revelations. Because Revelations has been such a polarizing event for a lot of people. Some people enjoyed it, some people didn't enjoy it, and I want to address the people that didn't enjoy it for a quick second. I don't mind constructive criticism, because sometimes people need to be criticized to get better. People need to be criticized for their work and what they do to get better, to be better. I don't mind that. I've had that with ACW. I mean, through all the years I've done with ACW, I've always had my critics. I've been called a weeaboo, which is ironic as hell because I can't stand weeaboos, and I don't like weeaboos really, because they probably are. They're one of the reasons why they make the anime community look bad. In my opinion, deal with it. I've been called a failing league, which doesn't make sense because I still have my loyal fan base, and I'm still around. Ironically enough, I'm still around. Those people that said that I have a failing colleague realize that I'm still around, and they're not. So that's funny. And people have said a lot of things about me, and then I've gotten criticized as well by some of my fellow colleagues, and I've gotten better for it. Hell, to this day, that's why I still watch other colleagues to get better still. Yeah, I've been doing it for 10 years, or almost 10 years now, but I'm still watching other colleagues to get better. Denzel Washington, one of the greatest actors of our time. Do you realize that for all the movies he's done, for all the awards he's won, and all the roles that he's personified as one of the most legendary, he still goes to acting class at his age. For who he is, Denzel Washington, he still goes to acting class to learn more, to get better. That is the true epitome of an actor. And that's kind of what I do with myself with ACW. I've been on the game for almost 10 years now. I've seen colleagues come and go. I've seen myself come and go sometimes. But I'm still watching CAW leagues. Maybe from the past, and maybe right now. Just so I can get better. So I can build myself up to be something great. That's all fine and good. That's constructive criticism. That makes everybody better. Competition makes everybody better. But then you just plain on hating. And that accomplishes nothing. It's a circle jerk. It's an ego boost for a lot of people that have their own vendetta versus other people. Now, people that don't know me, and yes, I know we're going to be almost 50 minutes here. I really don't care now. I need to address this now. Now, some people that know me at this point know that I don't like COD drama. I don't get involved in COD drama because I think it's stupid. A lot of the drama in COD that's happened in Facebook recently, and a lot of things that have happened in CAW leagues personally, I've seen them. I'm aware of them. I don't get involved in them though, because I think COD drama is fucking stupid. Like, honestly, step back for a minute and look at it at face value. Realize how stupid people look getting involved in stuff like that. CAW is not something you make money off of, because we don't own all these copyrights. It's a hobby. It's something we have fun doing. Let me emphasize, fun doing. And it feels like people have forgotten that aspect of CAW. I remember back in the golden era of CAW, I think that was between maybe 04 and 09. Between 04 and 09. I remember when CAW was about fun. Like, there would be colleagues that would go to other colleagues just to make each other better. Just to make all of them better. But they had fun doing it because they liked doing what they did. Now you can't be even axed. Now it's like, oh, well, we'll have your call in our league, but they're going to do it our way. And maybe we might just bury him a little just because we can. But what kind of bullshit is that? Or it's like some people don't want to do certain things for their colleague, like, or make videos, or make try to make videos, or like ask people to make videos for them. It's like, you gotta understand, they don't have to make videos for you. Like, you gotta put the effort. That's what CAW is about. You, as much as it's all about fun, you ultimately gotta put the effort towards it. Me, I don't force people to tell people, like, look, you gotta make this intro for me, or else I'm not doing this, mega event. That's selfish, man. Like, people do it for me because they like to do it for me. I've never asked, like VPAC, for example, he'll vouch for me. I've never told him or forced him to do it. He's just done it for me because he loves ACW. He loves what I do. That goes with anybody else that's done things for me with ACW. They just like doing what they like doing because they like the show. Otherwise, if there's a video that I can't do, then I won't do it. Sometimes I do get lazy sometimes a little bit. And then I won't just do videos. I just won't do them. I'm not going to deny everyone the chance to watch my show or event just because I don't do a video. There's a lot of stuff that is drama and politic S-worthy that is just stupid. And what happened during the live stream during that DCA Revelations when it originally aired, I was playing along, but at the same time I was just like rolling my eyes and shaking my head because how stupid people sounded. Like, I won't mention names. I won't put anyone on blast here because that's stupid as well with COD, but I'm not going to do that. But they know who they are, and they know they're the usual suspects that always like to start shit with people. They've done it for years. I've had encounters with them before. Some of them from Kalwakia, so they definitely know who they are. Yeah, Kalwakia. They definitely know who they are and what group they are a part of. So I won't mention their names, but we know who they are. So I've had my encounters with them. So when they messed around with my call Wikia, I was like, all right, I'll make my own. So I made my own Wikia because I'm not about to let them win. And they didn't. So with DCA, listen, if you don't like DCA, that's fine. It's your opinion as to how you want to enjoy it. If you do, that's cool as well. Thank you for enjoying it. But I'm saying enough with all the shit flinging, enough with all the name calling, enough with all the political bull BS, enough with the drama because it makes you all look like fucking morons. Simple as that. That's the best way I can put it for you people. So, with that said, DCA Revelations is up on the DCA channel. You can go watch it and go see for yourself. I did commentary. I myself did commentary with D-Wall and Steven. So it should be one. I had a hell of a time. I had one hell of a fun time doing commentary for Revelations. So, and I will have fun doing more commentary for DCA as well. So go check it out. The link will actually be on the description of this newscast. So go check it out and see for yourself as to how good or bad your opinion was. So it's up to you to decide. We don't silence anybody. If you thought it was bad, you thought it was bad. If you thought it was good, you thought it was good. Just don't make it seem like it's hate. Just tell us what we did wrong. Alright, that's fair enough, right? Fair enough. Alright, so I addressed that. I hope to not address that ever again. But other than that, I guess that's it for the newscast. Yes, I went over 50 minutes, but a lot of things I need to get off my chest, and a lot of things I just kind of talked over that were interesting to me. So hopefully that by the next newscast, we stop doing that now. We stop going over 30 minutes. My goal is to stop doing newscasts that are above 30 minutes, so I'm about to have to start answering questions less. So make sure the questions are good. So make sure the questions aren't like if you send me questions, make sure they're not like 3 or 4 or 5 questions because that'll just take up time. But I love answering you guys' questions. Make sure you guys send your questions on the YouTube and Facebook pages of ACW if you can. So other than that, I will see you guys this Monday night for ACW Excel and this Thursday night for ACW Impulse. ACW Anime Championship Wrestling is back! It is back! Get hype! Because I'm going to tell you this right now. If you thought last year was awesome, then turn this channel off. Because this year, it's about to be phenomenal. No subliminal hint there. Just saying it's going to be phenomenal. Anyways, I'm Hakeem Johnson telling you all to stay cool. Stay cool. See you guys this Monday.